This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, the football playoffs are here and we have the first round highlights. We'll see California and Monte Vista. Los Gatos battles Bellarmine and Acalanes takes on El Cerrito.
We have NorCal volleyball including St. Francis and Marin Catholic. Water polo section finals from Saturday and the story of the starting quarterback on the field after childhood open heart surgery. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Bernstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start tonight on the Peninsula as the Menlo Knights take their perfect 10-0 record to the CCS Division II bracket. Senior quarterback Sergio Beltran taking his record-breaking season onto the field against Half Moon Bay in the opening round.
Yeah, and the Cougars battled through a very tough schedule on their way to a second-place finish in the Bay League. The fifth-seeded Cougars meeting fourth-seeded Menlo on Saturday afternoon.
Crew Chief Mike Adams in his 20th season officiating high school football and doing it with a smile for this week's Invisalign Bright Smile Award. To the highlights, Menlo on the move. Sergio Beltran with a clean pocket. Takes a shot down the field and connects with Carter Jung for a Knights touchdown. Menlo strikes first. Here comes Half Moon Bay. William Moffitt with a quick three-step drop and says, I'm just going to keep it. How about a 27-yard touchdown run for the senior quarterback, all tied up at 7 apiece. Still in the first, Menlo threatening in the red zone, and the Beltran-Jung duo strikes again for another Knights touchdown with a missed PAT. Menlo leads 13-7. Second quarter, more Menlo. Beltran this time keeps it himself, and number 8 cashes in a rushing touchdown, tack on the two-point conversion. Menlo up 21-7. Late in the second, Knights up 28-7, but Moffitt goes with the QB sneak for 6. 3 rushing touchdowns for number 3. Cougars cut the deficit to 14 at the half. Now this is how you start the second half with a bang. Ty Richardson takes the kickoff, gets a few blocks, finds a seam, and you can kiss him goodbye. 77 yards to the house. Knights extend their lead to 21. Jump to the fourth quarter, Beltran in the shotgun, takes a shot down the field, and who else but Carter Jung. See ya! 177 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns for the 6'1" senior. The Cougars showed no quit. Emilio Villalobos plows his way in from a yard out, but Menlo advances to the Division II semifinals, beating Half Moon Bay 47-28. The Knights will collide with San Benito next week.
NCS D4 quarterfinals on a Saturday afternoon. Petaluma at Tam. The Trojans attack first. Silas Pola-Georges cuts to the sideline and sprints down 25 yards. A face mask call will give Petaluma some more yardage, and they will score on that drive to get on the board. Tam responds in the second quarter. Nick Schottenfeld to Billy Coons, and Coons dashes and fights his way to the 4-yard line. Couple plays later, the red-tailed Hawks get it to Sebastian Chen to finish it off. Chen dives in for the score, and we're tied at 7. Last minute of the half, and Nick Schottenfeld has time to set and toss to Sam Reed, who catches and runs for 26 yards. He is brought down just shy of the end zone. Then, with under 10 seconds left, Christian Sun hustles it in to give Tam a 14-7 lead at halftime. Hawks would score again in the first few minutes of the second half, but in the final seconds of the third quarter, Henry Ellis hands off to Lucas Vanderlyn, who takes off. A 58-yard run from Vanderlyn puts Petaluma in great field position as the quarter ends. Then as the fourth quarter begins, the Trojans would finish the drive with this score from Ed Burnsich to make it 21-14 Tam. Following drive for Tam, Nick Schottenfeld hands off to Christian Sun. 3 carries, 3 touchdowns for Christian Sun on Saturday. Petaluma pushing. Henry Ellis looks, fires, hits Silas Pola-Georges. Trojans cut the lead to 6, but Tam holds on. The red-tailed Hawks head to Marin Catholic next week for the NCS D4 semis.
Courtney Tate in San Jose for round 1 of the CIF Open Volleyball Playoffs. Number 7, Branson on the road visiting number 2, Mitty. Set 1, Mitty with the 2-point lead. Reese Reed sends it up to Reagan Dryden to slam it home, and the Monarchs take an 8-5 lead. Finally, Mitty looking to close it out. Audrey Liddell on the return finds Reese Reed. Reese up to Kendra McDonald for a huge kill, and the Monarchs take set 1, 25-18. To the second, Branson fighting back. Down 3, Mitty sends it over, but Sadie Snipes is there to come up with a big block, scores 11-9 Mitty. Later, Mitty with the chance to close it out. Reagan Dryden bumps it up to Reese Reed. Reese to Audrey Liddell for the monster slam, and Mitty wins set 2, 25-19, and that'll be 25 push-ups from the Monarch fans. To the third, Branson in control. Logan Tusher up to Isabel Garlett. Isabel crushes it down the middle, and the Bulls go up 17-14. Finally, Branson with the chance to send it to 4. Mitty gets it over, but the tip is good for Logan Tusher. Beautiful shot, and Branson takes set 3, 25-17. Fourth set scores tied at 21. Elena Fisher up to Logan Tusher, and it's Eva Lacey who hammers it down the sideline, and this match is headed to a 5th set. To the 5th, Mitty up 2. Kendra McDonald to Reese Reed. Reese over to Audrey Liddell to take the angle. Audrey had 24 kills, scores 3-1. Monarchs finally match point. Audrey Liddell bumps it to Reese Reed. Reese to Kendra McDonald for an incredible kill, and that'll do it. Mitty is moving on to the second round, winning the match 3-2. Audrey Liddell led the way with 24 kills.
Get ready for an exciting marathon match. Open Division NorCal Volleyball. 8-seeded St. Francis in charge early, taking a 9-point lead. Havana Hof to Whitney Wallace, outside to USC-bound senior Madison Peach, and the Southpaw just crushes it. More Lancers as Erica Giovanardi gets up for the roof. It's a 10-point Lancers lead when Marin Catholic mounts a comeback to Hani Ulufatu, to Leia LeBoy, to Grace Oliva, who knocks it off the block. More Wildcats as LeBoy and Oliva get up for the block. It's returned, but the overpass is put away brilliantly by Brooke Brilliant. But the Lancers hold off the charge and take the first. It's the sophomore Taylor Williams sending it back. Taylor had a great match for the Lancers as they take the first 26-24. The Wildcats come back in the second. Ulufatu to LeBoy to the middle for Mia Clayton with a monster kill. Later in the second, Juliana Treadway to LeBoy, outside to Kelsey Ramsey off the block, and the Cats take a tight second, 28-26. The Lancers come back in the third. Aaron Curtis to Hoft, over to Peach, and that was working all night. Tied up late in the third as Wallace gets it to Hoft. Back road set to Aaron Curtis, who was great for the Lancers as St. Francis takes the third. All Wildcats in the fourth as LeBoy and Brilliant put up the double block. We go to the fifth and final set. Hof to Peach with another of Madison's 26 kills in the match. And now here's match point. Wallace to Hof to Williams, and St. Francis with a hard-fought upset win in 5 sets. Peach leading the Lancers as St. Francis advances, ending the Wildcats' fantastic season.
Courtney Tatum conquered for the NCS Open Division Boys Water Polo Championship. 3rd seed De La Salle hosting 4th seed Miramonte to the first, score tied at 1. It's Donovan Davison seeking the goal to make the score 2-1. Matadors now to the second. Spartans fighting back. Jack Richardson catches it in transition, sinks it home, and De La Salle takes a 3-2 lead. Later score 4-2 Spartans. Miramonte fighting back. It's Jack Lemoyne to fire it in. Scores 4-3 Spartans. Finally, De La Salle hoping to score one more time before the half. Charlie Saunders gets his own rebound, fires it back in. Spartans go up 5-4 at the half. Now to the third, De La Salle with a 1-point lead. Lucas Peters, he's a freshman. Beautiful shot to make the score 7-5 Spartans. Later, Matadors with the chance to tie it. Charlie Angs winds up, takes a deep shot, and the score is tied at 8, headed to the fourth. Fourth period, Spartans looking to close things out. Caston Peters winds up and sinks it home, and the Spartans are the NCS champs. And the senior Charlie Saunders led the way with 5 goals.
Each week, we present the Players of the Week in a wrap produced by the great folks over at the Rikus Center.
The players chosen from their performances in last week's games. Here are the Gary Rikus Players of the Week.
What up, y'all? It's Hip Hop History Month.
Recognize.
Tell your Players of the Week.
We televise.
Cal High, Rikus Center. Get 'em.
Hey, guess who's back once again, ready to play you? Really, I mean slaying you. Really, I mean take you. It's a feeling of healing you'll be dealing with past grade school. A broken record, breaking records ever again too. Sorry, Sarah, I declare another L. 45 carries, 344 yards. Well, if this is show and tell, then he showed up and told him off without saying a word. Really, I mean controls the tops.
Tell her ear hella clear. John Pelletier is the fella of the year who knows the smell of beer. A senior quarterback for the Northgate Broncos sent College Park to where your 8-ball knows. How do you end up behind crossing the line bars with 5 touchdowns, 359 yards? He carried glory. Meanwhile, we share his story worth the ceremony on Chuka territory. Spit on coastal Noah land. Those are your Players of the Week.
U.S. Bank presents the Coach of the Week award based on games played last week.
This week's Coach of the Week is Cupertino head coach Chris Oswald. Coach Oswald and the Pioneers won a share of the league title with a big win in the final game of the regular season last week. The Pioneers finishing with a 9-1 record, earning the second seed in Division 5.
Stanford Healthcare brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Michael Freehill with this week's tip.
A common injury sustained in both competitive athletes as well as weekend warriors is a shoulder dislocation. This is when the ball on the top of the arm, called the humerus, comes over the edge of the socket called the glenoid. In many instances, this will need to be reduced, meaning put back in place in an emergency room setting. Operative management is prescribed in the majority of cases depending on your age, but it's important to establish care with a sports medicine provider to understand the potential risks of another dislocation event.
Coming up, our NCS SunPower Electric Game. It's the NCS first round game with Acalanes and El Cerrito.
And Milpitas takes on Homestead in the CCS D4 bracket when we come back. The Rikers Center's Community Service Program in Menlo Park provides a unique opportunity for you to gain valuable leadership and life skills while working in a diverse and exciting environment. Whether you're looking to complete school service hours, gain relevant experience for a job or college, or immerse yourself in all the Rikers Center has to offer, our Community Service Program gives you the opportunity to engage your community, make meaningful human connections, and learn new skills in athletic fitness, creative arts, and nature awareness. Got goals? Come to the Rikers Center.
Cody!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm crocheting.
I see that.
It started off as a hobby, kind of snowballed from there. And Alex, I don't want to stop.
Well, I don't see why you should have to. Let's set you up with a side gig savings goal on the US Bank mobile app. This way you can turn it into your main hustle before you know it.
You're my hero, Alex.
What are you working on now?
Pool cover.
That's fun.
Oh, I made my wife a bathing suit.
Oh, did Linda like it?
She did not.
Oh.
You should see what I made for Max. Max, look at him. He loves it.
The confidence to make your dream a reality. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
For nearly half a century, DevCon Construction has helped build, perform, design, and sustain the dreams of Bay Area schools. DevCon Construction's buildings and fields are the foundation for many of our finest schools. The exceptional quality of our finished product is a huge reason we are ranked as the largest builder in Silicon Valley, and why DevCon gets 95% of its business from repeat customers for future projects. DevCon Construction will continue to build our communities from schools to stadiums. Nearly half a century of quality service and a history of success.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank member FDIC. By Stanford Healthcare. #1 in Northern California in orthopedics. By CalHope. Get free COVID-19 stress management tips from CalHope. Proud partner of the San Francisco 49ers. By SunPower, proud partner of the 49ers. And by Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads.
We are back at Levi Stadium with the SunPower Electric Game. The NCS Division III bracket is loaded with tough teams, including 4th-seeded El Cerrito. The Gauchos are the champions of the Tri-County Rock League.
Acalanes is the #5 seed in the division, finishing in second place in the Diablo Foothill League. The Dons and Gauchos in the NCS SunPower Electric Game, and our Courtney Tate was there.
Electric Game.
Welcome to El Cerrito High School for the NCS quarterfinal playoff matchup between the 4th-seeded Gauchos and the 5th-seeded Acalanes Dons. On the home side, El Cerrito wants the ball in running back Antonio Hines' hands. The senior ended the regular season with over 1,000 rushing yards and will expect another big performance during tonight's matchup. And on the visiting side, Acalanes has stood behind their senior quarterback Luke Souza, who's thrown for nearly 3,000 yards this season. Which team moves on to the second round, we'll find out in this week's NCS SunPower Electric Game. to the first. No points on the board from either team until now. James Taylor strikes it to Robert Freeman in the end zone, and the Gauchos go up 6-0. Later, Don's hoping to get on the board. Luke Souza hands it off to Evan Malquist. Evan slides in the end zone and ties the score at 6 at the end of 1. Now to the second score, still tied at 6. Souza to Elvin Malquist again to carry it across the end zone, and the Dons take a 13-6 lead. Dons kept their foot on the gas. Luke Souza firing a rocket to the end zone and connects with Warren Smith. Warren gets across the goal line. The Dons have a 26 lead at the half. Third quarter score 26-19 Acalanes. El Cerrito fighting back. Here's Antonio Hines just pounding his way to the goal line. And the score is tied at 26, folks. We have ourselves a ball game. Later score 27-26 El Cerrito. Luke Souza takes a shot at the end zone. Beautifully connects with Dante Montgomery to regain the lead. Score 32-27 Dons at the end of 3, fourth quarter. El Cerrito hoping to charge downfield. Antonio Hines finds a hole. And Antonio's off to the races, outrunning everybody on the field. And finally taken down at the 10-yard line. Now to punch it in, Antonio Hines right up the middle and across the goal line. What a comeback by the Gauchos, and the score is 34-27 Dons. Finally, Acalanes with one more chance to score. The ball is launched towards the end zone, but it's intercepted by Robert Freeman. Robert's still on his feet, and he will carry it all the way to the end zone. No one going to stop him, write him down for a pick six. El Cerrito holds on, winning the game 40-32. We spoke with an emotional Antonio Hines after the game. Here's what he had to say.
I just wish that I had my dad here able to watch me. He's the person I do this for. And I just want to keep grinding for my dad.
In El Cerrito with this week's NCS SunPower Electric game, I'm Courtney Tate, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Off to Cupertino for the CCS D4 quarterfinal between Milpitas and Homestead. Adrian Soriano here with the highlights. The Trojans looking to punch it in, but Will Huck gets to the quarterback for the stop. No score after 1. Homestead trying to take the lead in the second, but Diego Atwell comes up with a big sack. Still no score at the half. The Mustangs continue to play solid D in the second half. Zachary Acton and co getting to the backfield for the sack. Still scoreless after 3. Fourth quarter now, and the Mustangs finally get the offense going. Give it to Derek Sheeter, who sprints down the far sideline and takes it to the 3-yard line for a big gain. Then on the next play, it's Shearer running it in for the touchdown. The point after is good, and it's 7-0 Homestead Mustangs. Milpitas looking to tie it up late, but the pass is picked off by Derek Shearer, and he is gone. 44 yards to pay dirt as the Homestead Mustangs win it 14-0 to move on to the CCS D4 semis. Shearer leading the way with 2 touchdowns.
Each week, Albany's Construction brings us a dirty work play. This is a play with the same type of grit and determination shown by the good folks over at Albany's Construction.
This week's dirty work play goes to McClymonds Warrior Malik Richardson, the junior linebacker auditioning for WWE, as he just picks up the ball carrier and throws him to the turf. Malik Richardson doing the dirty work just like Albany's Construction. Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week, celebrating top cheer and dance teams all around the Bay Area.
This week we feature the cheerleaders from Clayton Valley.
Two types of people in the world, the ones that entertain and the ones that observe. One day that put on a show kind of thing.
Ugly allowed.
Coming up, back to the CCS for the Division III game with Lee and Sacred Heart Cathedral.
But first, here's this week's Cupertino Electric Power Rankings for Bay Area football.
How powerful is an Invisalign smile? So powerful, you can face anything, even these faces. Invis is a powerful thing. Invis is the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors and more predictable. Invisalign.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month. this is definitely one of the best investment we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Kids these days, they're curious, creative, kind, and resilient. A generation of tolerant givers and doers, kids these days are redefining what it means to show their true colors and shine bright. At Clover the Rainbow, we're committed to powering their brilliance with nutritious, organic, American Humane certified dairy and teaching them the importance of eating all the colors of the rainbow. Clover the Rainbow, power your brilliance.
From the beginning, Mara-West Credit Union was created to provide a brighter financial future for you. We work hard for our members because they're our greatest strength.
Mara-West worked for me when I needed an auto loan for my first car.
When I need to make a mobile payment, Mara-West works for me.
Mara-West works for me wherever adventure takes us.
Mara-West Credit Union. Let us work for you. Today, tomorrow, together.
Wow. No braces, everything's hands-free. I wasn't so lucky.
Invis is not your parents' braces. Invis is faster than braces, and the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors, Invisalign.
We are Menlo, and you are watching 49er Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank.
Back at Levi Stadium, where the Lee Longhorns earn a spot in the CCS Division III bracket. The Longhorns finishing in second in the Santa Teresa Division.
And the Longhorns taking on the Fightin' Irish from Sacred Heart Cathedral in a game played at Kezar Stadium Friday night.
Division III, Sacred Heart Cathedral hosting Leah Kezar in the 3 seed, getting right to it. First drive, and Sion Dowling flips it to Ray John Jackson, who launches all the way down to Isaiah Kishk. The 56-yard reception sets up the Irish for Ray John Jackson to back up and toss over to Jerry Mixon for the first score of the night. 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and Lee in possession. Aiden Williams hands off to Cheyenne Chariot, and he takes off. It's a race downfield, and Chariot is finally brought down after a 42-yard run. But then Lee on the 1-yard line. The Sacred Heart defense forces a fumble, and R.L. Miller races in to scoop it up and explodes out the gate. He won't be stopped. 99 yards back to the house, and the sophomore makes it a 14-point lead for Sacred Heart Cathedral. Then with less than a minute to go in the half, Ray John Jackson fires to Bruce Uparesa, and he sprints into the end zone to put the Fightin' Irish up 21 at halftime, and that will be your final. The Fightin' Irish live to fight another day and will take on Mountain View in the semifinals next week.
Courtney Taden conquered for the NCS Open Division Girls Water Polo Championship. Top-seeded Miramonte meeting up with 2-seed Campolindo to the first. Matadors up 1. Sophia Charlton Rockets at home to tie it up at 1. Later scores 3-2 Cougars. Louis Berkman in transition edges towards the goal, and the skip shot is good for Berkman to tie the score back up at 3. Second period, Campolindo on the attack. Kaya Levenfield winds up and fires it to the back right corner, and the Cougars are back on top. Score is 4-3. Later, Miramonte on a big scoring run, up 5-4. Dania Innes catches it and shoots, and the backhand shot is good for the junior. Score 6-4 at the half. Jumping now to the fourth, Miramonte still has their foot on the gas. Mary Hassett sends it to the back left corner, and Miramonte is the NCS Open Division champs. Megan McInish led the way with 5 goals.
Each week, U.S. Bank brings us stories of athletes who inspire us in all sorts of ways.
Aubrey, imagine being an athlete and not being allowed to play the sport you love. That was the case with Taden Phillips, the outstanding starting quarterback for the Lincoln Lions. The Lincoln Lions are having great success this season with number 33, Taden Phillips, leading the way. The Lions starting quarterback is a terrific passer with great speed. You would never know what Taden endured as a child.
I was born with the condition. It was something about my artery being on the wrong side. So I was limited on what I could do physically and what the doctors would let me do on the playing field.
During fetal development, as the heart is forming, the arteries end up arising off the aorta, so these branches arise off the main trunk in an abnormal position. And it's that abnormal position that can put the individual at risk of having inadequate blood flow to the heart muscle.
So as a young child, Tayden was not allowed to play any sports where he would have to exert himself. Tayden would have to wait to undergo heart surgery, allowing him to play sports.
It's extremely rare, maybe even almost unheard of, for the condition to cause a major serious cardiac event before age 6 or 7 or 8. And as children get older and get more interested in competitive sports, that's when the mismatch between the demands that the heart requires in terms of blood flow and the limitation caused by this abnormality don't match up.
When Tayden turned 10, the surgery was scheduled. It was an easy decision for this sports-hungry athlete.
When they told me that, I was like, could I play basketball and football? I said, and they said, yeah. I said, let's do it then.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it then. You gotta get rid of it so I can go play.
We knew it was coming, but the day it was real for all of us, I think. More so for us. Tayden walked in and said, let's go.
Dangerous? I think it was a little bit dangerous. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they don't do a lot of open heart surgeries on 10-year-olds, so depending on how the person would react, I don't know.
The surgery was a success. It went faster than expected with no complications. The next challenge was keeping Tayden away from any activities at all for 6 months.
I felt bad for him because it was like all the other kids his age, 10, 11 years old, were out playing around, and he was coming to our games and he couldn't play with them at halftime. He had to kind of take it easy for, I think it was close to a year.
Eventually, Tayden was given the go-ahead to play. It took some time for Tayden to catch up with his peers, but this season, 6 years after surgery, Tayden will play 4 different varsity sports. On the anniversary of the surgery, Tayden went back to Stanford Children's Hospital, meeting the doctor who fixed his heart for the first time. A heartwarming moment for patient and doctor.
It's incredibly gratifying. Just the work that, I love what I do. And it's very gratifying in the moment to do an operation and see that it was successful and it went well. But this even takes it to a different level because you know that you're allowing someone to really fulfill their dreams.
Now Tayden is thrilled to be out on the field playing the sport he loves, with a scar on his chest the only reminder of what he's been through.
Like being able to come out and play each day, Monday through Friday, come out and play football in pads, it's really fun.
It's fun to see. And to be mom and dad, be able to watch your kid play and him to be able to thrive a little bit, it's been great.
Now with new jerseys and wearing number 7, Tayden has led his team to the playoffs. Tayden Phillips had to wait 10 years, then go through open heart surgery to finally feel the joy of playing the sport he loves. It was kind of cool. Tayden received a Make-A-Wish trip to LSU, his favorite college football team, and got to throw the ball around with the guys there for a while before he had his surgery. And now, trying to get that D1 scholarship on his own. A junior this year, he's got next year, so we'll see how that goes.
Or he could just apply to LSU and be, part of the community there.
Yeah, which is, it's a great place.
It is a very great school. All right. Each week, Wingstop honors Bay Area teachers who do such a great job. Here's Garrett Dethridge talking about his favorite teacher, Kevin Gorham.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Gorham, my student government teacher. He does a lot for us. He's also the athletic director for our school, and it means a lot, just everything he does around the community and for the school.
Once again this season, Wingstop will be giving scholarships at the end of the season, honoring Wingstop owner Terry Blanchard. Terry passed away from COVID in April of 2020. Terry did great work in the community. These scholarships keep that effort alive.
Coming up, it's the mattress firm Perfect Match, this week featuring South San Jose rivals Pioneer and Santa Teresa.
We'll have ice hockey with Los Gatos and Lee, but first, here is this week's Cal Hope mental health tip.
When you're at home, try and limit the high sugar and high fat foods you eat. Your body can develop a habit of eating these foods, making it hard to stop down the line. Practice winning every day by sticking to a healthy diet and reducing your stress and anxiety every day.
Okay, so turn left. Take this right. Now pull into that parking space. Now put the car in park. Great, thanks so much. It's my lunch break.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Join us on the ice for the Bay Area's hottest sport. High school ice hockey leagues are forming now for the upcoming season. Be part of this fast-moving, hard-hitting, crazy, exciting game. You can join as part of your high school team or sign up to be assigned to a team. Games are played at Sharks Ice locations all around the Bay Area. Jump in anytime and join your friends on the ice. Be a part of Bay Area high school hockey. Contact Sharks Ice for more details and get into the game today.
Don't wait to put an end to junk sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale and wake up a better you. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin and stretch out in a bigger bed from America's best brands. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $4.99 value. Talk to our highly trained sleep experts about our 120-night sleep trial so you can rest assured we'll find the right mattress for you. Only at Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
1, 2, 3.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Wingstop, sauced and tossed classic wings, crispy tenders, juicy boneless wings. Order them all at wingstop.com. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. And by the Reiki Center, where goals and dreams become a reality.
We are back at Levi Stadium with the CCS Division IV first round playoff game featuring the Santa Teresa Division champs Pioneer taking on the 6-4 Santa Teresa.
As you know, Aubrey, Mattress Firm looks to find a perfect match for you and your mattress and for a great match on the field each week. It's Pioneer and Santa Teresa Friday night. The Santa Teresa Spirit Squad getting the crowd ready for what was a thriller. The Saints on top early, handed to junior running back Evan Smith, and Evans breaks around the corner and races 37 yards, 7-0 Saints. Second quarter, Saints driving again. Jaden Aravallo pump fake and then throws a perfect ball to Jeff Kerr, who makes the catch in stride, 14-0 Saints. Just before the half, the Mustangs strike as Gage Hauser steps up and fires to the back of the end zone, and Bryce Johnson makes the catch, 14-7 at the half. Second half, more Pioneer. Handed to Jeremiah Lolohea, who had a terrific game on both sides of the ball for Pioneer, 31 yards on that run. And then later in the same drive, Hauser tosses to Axel Garcia, and Axel is in to tie the game at 14-all. Pioneer takes its first lead of the game, 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Lolohea again, this time in from 14 yards out. It's 21-14 Pioneer. A salute to Lolo. But the Saints come marching back. Another picture-perfect throw from Aravallo, this time to Kai Matthews, and we're tied at 21-all. The Mustangs looking to retake the lead, but on the screen pass right there to pick it off is the lineman, number 60, George Ortiz, who told me it's his first pick six ever, and the sideline was loving it, 28-21 Santa Teresa. Pioneer comes back, 1 minute to play. Hauser stepping up and firing into the end zone, and Kanye Henry makes a terrific catch, and we go to OT. First OT, Pioneers Hauser firing to Bryce Johnson, and it's 35-28 Pioneer. The Saints get their turn from the 10, and Aravallo hits Matthews to tie it again. Second OT gets TDs on both sides. The Mustangs miss a field goal, but the Saints' Miguel Herrera hits his field goal, and Santa Teresa celebrates the win in triple overtime. Herrera, the hero, the quarterback. Aravallo had a great game for the Santa Teresa Saints, and the junior quarterback says he is very ready for some more.
Oh my God. I want to keep building this team. I don't want the seniors to go out without a ring. I'm chasing the ring for them, for the people around me and everyone else.
Jake Vanderbrook at Sharks Ice Arena as Lee takes on Los Gatos. First period lead trailing 1-0 until Tanner Fast skates through the Wildcats defense and finishes with the backhand. Nicely done. Longhorns now on the board. Over 6 minutes left in the first frame. Los Gatos gets back on top. Otaro Inoue on a breakaway, just one man the beat, and number 5 fires a slap shot past the goalie for his second goal. Wildcats now up 2-1. Still in the first, Kato Fujihara splits the Wildcats defense, and check out the finishes. Number 81, sneaks it past the goalie for the equalizer. All tied up at 2 apiece, but the Wildcats turn it up a few dials. Christopher Santangeli makes a nice move on a defender and fires a beautiful wrister for a Los Gatos goal. Still in the second frame, more Los Gatos. Pavo Makela draws a little bit of space and delivers a beautiful pass to Carl Lewis. And number 26 adds his name on the stat sheet. 8-3 Wildcats heading in the second intermission. Third frame, Los Gatos not done yet. Santangeli takes a shot, doesn't go, gets his own rebound, sneaks the puck past the goalie with the wraparound. And how about one more goal from number 71? Battle for the loose puck near the crease, and Santangeli puts it in. Los Gatos rolls past Lee, winning this one 12-4. And our Sharks Ice Player of the Week is Christopher Santangeli from Los Gatos. Number 71 led the Wildcats with 4 goals with 2 assists. Congrats to Christopher Santangeli on being this week's Sharks Ice Player of the Week.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award each week, celebrating young people who donate their time to do good work in their communities.
This week's Volunteer Award goes to Valley Christian lineman Spencer Gee. Spencer volunteers his time at homeless shelters in San Francisco, where he gives boxes of food and clothing to people in need. Spencer talks about why it's so important to volunteer.
Just helping out other people, less fortunate, always makes me feel good, and then seeing them have a big smile on their face after just makes me feel so good.
This season, Gallo Salami will help us find top recruits and find out where they stand in their recruiting process.
This week's Gallo Salami Big Salami is Demetrius Freeney Jr. from San Leandro. The outstanding senior quarterback has offers from both Air Force and Idaho State. Coming up, NCS playoff action with former Diablo Foothill League rivals Dublin and Campo Lindo reunited.
And later, it's Los Gatos and Bellarmine right here on 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by US Bank.
Welcome back to our NBC Sports Studios with the NCS Division II battle with Dublin and Campo Lindo. The Dublin Gales feature senior wideout Jaden Petrus, who has over 1,000 yards receiving this season.
The Campo Cougars feature Deshiel Weaver, the junior quarterback, throwing for just under 1,500 yards this season. The winner goes on, the loser goes home in the game played at Campo Lindo Friday night.
That Campo Lindo Cougars getting all fired up and ready to go before their game with Dublin, but the Gales get on the board right away. Brandon Burns takes the kickoff from the 1-yard line, and Brandon gets a few blocks, and look at him go past the 50, and he is gone. 99 yards on the return, and Dublin takes a 7-0 lead. Campo ties it at 7, but the Gales jump ahead with a TJ Costello 4-yard TD run. Campo answers back. Deshiel Weaver dives in for the score, and it's tied at 14. Campo Lindo on the attack again. Weaver heaving it down the far sideline to Robbie Mascheroni, who makes a nice catch in the end zone, and the Cougs take a 21-14 lead. Dublin fighting back just before the half. Anthony Armendariz fires and hits Brandon Burns in the end zone, and we're tied at 21 all. But Campo retakes the lead. Give it to Robbie Horst, who dives in, and it's 28-21 Cougars at the half. Campo Lindo adds on in the second half. Weaver connecting with Sean Spillane, who makes the catch in stride. And how about some yards after the catch? 70 yards on the play, and the Cougars go on to win it 38-28 to move on in the NCS D2 semifinals. Deshiel Weaver leading the charge with 4 touchdowns.
Let's go to San Mateo for the NorCal Division I playoff between Hillsdale and San Ramon Valley. Adrian Soriano with the highlights. SRV would go on to win set 1. Dylan Soriano to Haley Bull to Claire Daly for the kill. Wolves win it 25-21. The Wolves continued the momentum in set 2. Bull to Soriano, and Dylan sets it up for an Audrey Ross kill. Hillsdale trying to keep the set close. Victoria Vanos bumps, Caitlin Musich sets, and Jessica Dean puts it away. But San Ramon Valley takes a very close set 2. Ross over to Soriano, and Dylan dumps it over for the set point. The Wolves win it 25-22. SRV looking to put the match away in set 3. Ross to Morgan Dates to Kendall Rogers, who gets one of her 9 kills on the match. Hillsdale rallies back from there. Dean digs it, Rihanna Liu sets it, and Vanos spikes it off the block. Then it's Gwen Wong to Liu to Dean, and that one is not coming back as Hillsdale wins set 3, 25-22. On to set 4 now, and it's Vanos to Liu to Dean for another Fighting Knights kill. Set point now for Hillsdale, and Wong bumps it over to Liu, and Rihanna dumps it over as the Fighting Knights win it 25-20 to force a 5th and final set. Let's go to set 5 now, and Victoria Vanos just takes over. Victoria takes the Rihanna Liu set and hits it off the block. Match point now for the Fighting Knights, and Vanos gets the overpass and puts it away as Hillsdale comes back from the dead to win it in 5 sets. Vanos and Dean leading the rally for the Fighting Knights.
Each week, the Harker School helps us honor top scholar athletes. This week's scholar athlete is Branson volleyball star Eva Lacey. Great on the court and in the classroom with a 3.95 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. After a hiatus of nearly 2 years, live music returned to the Harker Concert Series on November 5th with an incredible performance by jazz drummer Jared Schoenig and his amazing quintet. Some members of the group also dropped by Harker music classes that day and gave students a chance to learn from top-level professional musicians. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
Coming up, our CCS SunPower Electric game is a great CCS Division I battle with Los Gatos and Bellarmine.
And two of the Bay Area's best in girls volleyball as Los Gatos meets Monte Vista in the NorCal playoffs. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
If we build this, all the players and fans will magically appear. I call it the Field of Fame. Of course, I'll have to tear down the garage, fill in the pool, and lose the trees. So can I get a loan?
So as your friend, I love it, but as your banker, not so much.
Let me talk to the friend.
You could always invest in a college fund.
No, my kids aren't going to college. They're going to work at the stadium.
Our kids are going to college. Football's back, and so are the fans.
My wife wants to build a college.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
My name is Gary Reiches, and I'm the Executive Director and founder of the Reiches Center for Human Enhancement. Anyone can come regardless of their ability to pay and perform, and anyone is as important as anyone could possibly be. The staff here are the thing. So it's not me, and it's not the facility. The staff is what implements those values and helps the people make progress. So as a service organization that's trying to help someone accomplish their goals, I couldn't be prouder of what we're doing.
The more we learn about COVID-19, the more questions we have. The biggest question now, what's next? What will COVID bring in 6 months, a year? If you're feeling anxious about the future, you're not alone. Cal Hope offers free COVID-19 emotional support. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
A very competitive Division I bracket in the CCS with 8 great teams vying for the top division title. The Bellarmine Bells coming off a resurgent season, earning the number 3 seed.
The Bells taking on 6-seeded and undefeated Los Gatos, champions of the De Anza Division. It's our CCS SunPower Electric game, and our Jake Vanderbrook was there.
Electric game.
There's nothing like playoff football on a Friday night. Both Bellarmine and Los Gatos are no strangers when it comes to the postseason, and they know it's do or die. Both teams like to run the ball on offense. For Bellarmine, watch out for Ben Foff. This season, the junior running back has over 940 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns. On the other end, Emiliano Mejia will look to have a big night for Los Gatos. Number 7 enters this game with nearly 800 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. It's number 6 Los Gatos taking on number 3 Bellarmine in our CCS SunPower Electric game. The Wildcats look to silence the Bells early. While this play helps on 4th and 12, Los Gatos goes with a fake punt, and it pays off. Jalen Thomas finds a wide open Lucas White, and he's gone 57 yards to the house. Wildcats jump out to an early 7-0 lead. Back come the Bells. Wade Smith connects with Ben Foff for a Bellarmine touchdown. With the missed PAT, Bells trail 7-6. Late in the second quarter, Bells threatening in the red zone. Give it to Ben Foff, and the junior does the rest. Bells have their first lead of the game, up 13-7. But the Wildcats answer back before halftime. Emiliano Mejia takes the carry and plows his way in for 6, all tied at 13 at the half. Ben Foff left the game with an ankle injury in the third frame. Next man up, Gino Cresci gets the call. Number 2 weaves his way in for a 19-yard touchdown. Bells up by 7. Here comes Los Gatos. Johnny Kingsland takes the carry off the jet sweep, gets his feet set, takes a shot to the end zone, and finds Quinn Merritt for 6. Oh, baby, you gotta love the razzle-dazzle. fourth quarter. Jake Boyd with the quarterback sneak, and number 12 sneaks his way in for pay dirt. 27-20 Los Gatos. Gino Cresci is making the most of his opportunity. This hard, physical run by number 2 gives him his second touchdown of the night. And how about some push-ups to celebrate? Why not? All tied at 27 apiece. This game went to a whole new level. Less than 2 minutes left. Bellarmine trying to get in field goal range, but the pass is picked by Jake Ripp. And the future Boise State Bronco gives the Wildcats excellent field position just outside the red zone. Wildcats have a chance to retake the lead, but the pass is tipped and picked by Thomas DiVittorio. He's loose. No one's going to catch him. 95 yards to the house. You have got to be kidding me. The Bells win their first playoff game since 2016, beating Los Gatos 34-27. This is what DiVittorio had to say on the victory.
We knew we were going to have our backs against the wall, but it was just like, what are we going to do? We can't give up, so we knew we had to stay composed and just do our thing.
In Los Gatos with the CCS SunPower Electric game, I'm Jake Vandenbroek, 49ers Cal High Sports.
NorCal D1 quarterfinals, Los Gatos and Monte Vista. The Wildcats with an early lead. Emily Guldrup to Sienna Adams outside to UC Santa Barbara bound senior Hannah Slover with a blistering kill. Late in the first now, Allison Black hits a rocket, but a great dig by Monte Vista's Maddie Doolittle. Allison Mollendijk puts it away as Monte Vista takes the first. Los Gatos bounces back in the second. A little give and go here as Natalie Anthony bumps to Adams and back to Anthony. No one's getting that one. Later in the second, Slover to Adams to Black, and Allison tools it off the block, and we're tied at one set apiece. Tied in the third as the Mustangs fight back. Grace Wishpart and India White putting up the double block. The Cats come back to take the third. Slover to Emma Stett-Schulte. Outside to Hartley Barnett. Off the block for the kill, 25-20 Cats. Down 2-1, the Mustangs come back in the fourth. Wishpart, who will play with Slover at UCSB next year, puts away the overpass. Now Abby Kraus to Natalie Mollendijk. Back row set to Wishpart, who sends this one to a fifth and final set. Eileen Chen here up to Slover, who sets Natalie Anthony off the block and out for the Cats point. And now, match point at 14-13. Adams over to Chen, who sends it deep and off the defender as Los Gatos advances to the NorCal semifinals with a very tough 5-set victory. Anthony and Slover leading the way for the 13th seeded Los Gatos Wildcats. Coming up, the rematch between California and Monte Vista, this time in the NCS playoffs.
But first, here's our Cupertino Electric power rankings for volleyball.
Monte Vista and Cal met earlier this season in a league game going to the Mustangs, but by just 5 points.
The two teams meeting again this week in a do-or-die game to advance in the NCS D1 bracket at Monte Vista Friday night.
While the Monte Vista fans out in big numbers to watch the Mustangs take on California. On the Grizzlies' opening drive, Trevor Runn slips a few tackles, and he is in 7 yards, 7-0 Cal. Mustangs answer back. Dylan Devitt needles a throw to Cole Boscia for the 11-yard tiptoe TD. Game all tied up. Late first quarter now. Cal's Teddy Burris throws 15 yards, a beautiful pass to Jay Calcagno for the score. Grizz up 14-7, end of one. Late second, Monte Vista down 21-7. Devitt throws to Boscia, who turns upfield, slips a tackle. He's in 17 yards. The Stangs still down 21-14. Grizz looking to add to the lead. Boris finds his man Calcagno again. 15-yard touchdown, and it's 28-14 Cal. After a Mustang score, the first half ends at Cal up 28-21. Early third, the Mustangs driving down the field. Cal's McCray Madruga picks it off and takes it to the house. It's a 58-yard pick six. The Grizz would get another score and lead it 41-21 at the end of three. Mid-fourth now, and Run gets the handoff, runs the gap, turns on the burners, and he is gone. 53 yards to cap off his monster game as the Grizzlies upset the Mustangs 48-21.
Adrian Soriano here in Hollister for the CCS D2 title game between Parker and Mitty. The Eagles get on the board first. Beyond Vityarthi over to Connor Lee for the goal. 1-0 Harker. Then it's Connerly returning the favor as he passes to Vidyarthi, and Viam skips it home. 2-0 Eagles. Harker still on the attack. Thomas Wisdom lobs it over to Andrew Reed, who converts the one-timer as the Eagles take a 4-0 lead after one. Midi answers back in the second. Esteban Osuna fakes the pass and rockets home the goal, but Harker responds on the other end. Oscar Baumgart finds a wide-open Vidyarthi, who shoots and scores for the goal. 6-3 Eagles at halftime. The Monarchs looking to rally back in the second half. William Kim tosses to Osuna, who fires and hits from long distance, but the Eagles had answers to every midi goal. Wisdom over to Lachlan Rossi, who fights off the defender and scores from close range as the Harker Eagles win the CCS D2 title, the program's first ever CCS championship. Vidyarthi leading the way with 3 goals.
Each week this season, Mara West Credit Union brings us athletes giving credit to the people who have made their success happen.
Here's Menlo Atherton quarterback Matt McLeod giving credit to 2 very important people in his life.
On the field, I'd probably give all my credit to Coach Willie. He's been working with me since like 8th grade. He was my quarterback coach. You know, he's been helping me out. Like, it'd be a Saturday morning. Instead of just doing whatever he would do, he would always come help me out, just come get work. No money, no nothing, just like out of a good heart. Off the field, I definitely say my mom. She just does everything for me, you know, making food, everything, just everything. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
DGDG.com wants you to be a happy car buyer, so each week we show you the Be Happy play.
This week's Be Happy play goes to Miguel Herrera and the Santa Teresa Saints. Herrera kicking the game-winning field goal in triple overtime to win it, and they were very happy about it. Go to DGDG.com to see how you can be a happy car buyer.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion play of the week. I think it's going to be this play, but you have to wait to find out.
But first, here is this week's training tip from our good friends at the Rikus Center.
Hey everyone, I'm Coach Justin. For today's training tip of the week, we're going to go with a med ball slam. Natalie here is going to bring the ball straight up over her head. She's going to get onto her tippy toes and drop the ball straight down. She's trying to break the floor. To progress it, she's going to actually get into a split stance. So she's going to get into a split stance and she's going to let the leg fly. All right, this is a good exercise to develop full body power.
Service by Medallion brings us the Play of the Week award, all the winners vying for the Play of the Year and the coveted championship belt.
We'll show you some contenders and then name this week's Play of the Week.
We start on Los Gatos. You think it's a punt? No, it's a fake! Jalen Thomas to a wide open Lucas White, and Lucas will take it 57 yards to the house for a Los Gatos touchdown. But the Play of the Week goes to Santa Teresa's Jorge Ortiz. It's another lineman getting a pick and returning it for a touchdown. Let's see it in slow-mo. Hip, hip, Jorge. Mr. Ortiz, you just won the Play of the Week.
That's the Play of the Week, and that's 40. Why are you doing that?
I don't know.
I didn't do it. That's 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Stay right there for highlights from the big Foothill Oak Ridge volleyball match coming up next on 49ers Sac High Sports.